Yeah, good morning, friends. So today we'll be looking at chemistry, and today is our first class for the season. So we'll be looking at chemistry and we'll be taking it in details. So I urge you to always follow us, and I believe that you will learn more as you follow us and share the video. So we'll be starting from what is chemistry today. The reason why I'm starting from what is chemistry is for those of you that want to learn chemistry from the scratch, and those of you that are hearing it for the first time, like those that are moving from the junior section to the senior section. I believe if you move with us gradually, you'll be able to understand chemistry in details. So looking at chemistry, from the word chemistry, what do you understand by the word chemistry? Say that chemistry is the branch of science that studies matter. We have other branches of science. We have the physics, we have the biology, we have the agriculture, we have so many of them. But today we're looking at chemistry in specific. So we say that chemistry is a branch of science that studies matter. So when we talk about matter, which chemistry is the study? What is matter? Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. Oftentimes you hear people say that chemistry, matter is anything that has weight and occupies space. No, matter don't have anything to do with weight, because there is a difference between the word mass and weight. So when we say that matter is anything that has mass, we are talking about the amount of substance, the amount of substance in an object. It is constant. Like I will say, your mass is same even in the moon and also same on earth. Your mass is the same anywhere you go. Your mass is the same thing. But when you talk about weight, your weight is not constant because your weight varies. Weight is the effect of gravity on a substance. I mean, the effect of gravity on the mass. Like my mass can be 50 kg. It will be the same thing when I go to the moon. It remains the same thing. But my weight is not the same thing when I travel, because the effect of gravity on the two locations are not the same thing. So we say that we say that the matter is anything that has mass in specific and occupies space. So having established what chemistry is and having defined what matter is, we'll look at the states of matter. Okay, so we have many states of matter. One, we say that matter, which we are talking about, exists in many ways. The states of matter. One, we say that matter exists in many ways. One, it exists as what? A solid. Two, matter exists as what? A liquid. Three, matter exists as a gas. It exists as a gas. And four, it exists as plasma. Scientifically, there are other ways we can say that matter exists. Now, when we talk about matter existing these four ways, first we talk about the solid form of matter. Solid we talk about is a form of matter that has specific, it has definite shape and volume. It has definite shape and volume. Example is your ice cube, your rock, anything solid. Understand? Now we talk about the liquid form. Liquid has only definite volume but indefinite shape. Why is it indefinite? Because it takes the shape of the container. Now, why in gas? Gas is neither it has neither shape, it has neither definite shape nor volume. I'll go to go. Why plasma is talking about high energy where atoms are ionized. Where atoms are ionized. Example of this plasma, we talk about the lightning. The lightning, the sun is where we talk about the plasma. But for the sake of some certain things, we'll be cutting it into these three. We'll be cutting it into these three, where we have the solid state, the liquid state, and the gaseous state. Are we good to go? So we'll talk about this change of states of matter. The matter we talk about, how do they change from one state to another? Go with me, please. We talk about the change of states of matter. Now, I'll be giving a little diagram on how I can use to explain the changes. I mean, the change of states of this matter. We have the solid here. If we have the liquid here, and I have the gaseous form here, I'll be using a diagram to explain them. I hope you understand that when we have this kind of arrow in chemistry, it means that the substance is reversible. Where I have A plus B reacting reversibly to give me C plus D, it shows that both A and B will react to form C and D, and C and D in turn can react reversibly to give us what? A and B. But when we have an arrow facing in form of this, it is a chemical reaction in the sense that it cannot reverse back. Example, if I have A plus B reacting to give me C plus D, it shows that A reacts with B to form C and D, and C and D cannot react back to form to form A and B, because they are irreversible. Understand? So we'll be throwing more details on it as we progress. Please go flow with us. Now, having this, I'll be using the two arrows to illustrate the changes matter, the change of states of matter. Example, if I have liquid moving into solid state, I'll be using this arrow. It's pointing towards solid. What is the process called? We understand that when a liquid, imagine where you return home and you want to take ice block, but what you have there is only sachet water. What do? You only take the sachet water and place it and put it inside a freezer. After a few hours, what happens? It will freeze. It has moved from the liquid state to what? A solid state, but it's still water. Are we good to go? So process of moving liquid to solid state is called freezing. Like those of you that want to understand chemistry, always bring chemistry home. I'll be using some illustrations. I'll be using illustrations of things that we use at home to bring our home. To bring chemistry home to us. Understand? So if we have solid moving towards the liquid state, to liquid, what's the process? Okay, after you must have freezed the water. Suddenly you are thirsty and there's no water again except the ice block. What will you do? I can heat it up. I can take the ice block out and place it on the sun. And after a few minutes, it will what? It will defreeze. Are we to go? So the process of solid moving to liquid is called what? The process of what? Yeah, we call the liquid to solid. We call it what? Freezing. But from the solid to liquid, we call it what? Melting. I will melt the ice and to get what I want. Understand? So here we have liquid to gas. We have liquid to gas. From liquid to gas, we have an arrow like this. So when a liquid wants to go into a gaseous form, what do you call the process? So imagine how I want to make my liquid to be in gaseous form. Remember, look at this. We call this water, right? But this can only be water when I put this to symbolize that it's liquid form of water. But when I put H2O and I place G, it shows that this man is in gaseous form. It is it is steam, or we call it what? Vapor. This man is a gas, but this man is what? A liquid. Are we good to go? So let's proceed. If I have liquid to gaseous form, what is the process called? It is called evaporation. Imagine where you are boiling water. At 100 degrees Celsius, the water starts boiling. What happens to the nozzle of your kettle? You will see some magic going out there. Or you are cooking your food, your soup, your jollof rice. When you open the food, you notice that there's something like smoke that is leaving your jollof rice. That thing you are seeing is liquid going into what? Gaseous form. Are good to go. So the process of that thing happening is called evaporation. So in the case of gases, somebody might ask, can a gas come back to liquid form? Yes, gases can actually come back to liquid form. And we call the process condensation. Gases do what? Condense. It's called condensation. And how do it occur? Imagine the reversible form of your cooking. When you are cooking your rice, you will cover the pot, and after a few minutes you open it, you notice that there is water on top of that your pot cover. How did the water go there? Because as the water is, as the evaporation is taking place and there is no means of escape, what happens to those things that are moving out? Since there is no means of escape, they will condense back to what? To the liquid state. Are good to go? So here we have the solid state moving. Solid state to gaseous state will be represented with one arrow. Why? Because gases cannot move to solid directly. If they want, they can move from gaseous state to liquid state, and from liquid state to solid state. So what do we call the process of solid to liquid? We call it sublimation. An example of substances that can sublime is iodine. Iodine is one of the substances that can what? Sublime. Are good to go? So having thrown more light on the stage of matter, and also the change of states of matter, how this matter, how do they move? Are good to go? So move with us in the next episode as we move from other topics we have under matter. Are good to go? Thank you and God bless you.